Counting is underway in a number of key states across the east coast of the US. Georgia, Florida, Pennsylvania are among them. Over the next few hours, we will find out who will control Congress for the next 2 years. Let's go live to kick off our coverage this hour. Joining me live from Washington, my colleague Laura Jays. Laura, like in so many elections, presidential and midterms, turnout is the key.
Absolutely it is. Joe Biden needs to defy history tonight. The early numbers suggest that he can't and he won't. Republicans are liking what they're seeing at the moment. Let's remind you what's at stake here. This is control of Congress for at least the next 2 years. Joe Biden has been saying that it's more than that. It's about the direction of the country for the next decade. And that might be a little bit of hyperbole, but let's look at what's in front of us right now. The House and the Senate, they make up Congress. There are 25 competitive seats in the House, and there are 7 competitive Senate spots. This is the tightest margin in the House since the 1930s. So for Joe Biden to defy history here, I mean, every president faces a pretty brutal midterm and a bit of a backlash. But for him, there's not a lot of room to move. The Republicans are talking about a wave. That is going to happen in the House. Even privately this afternoon, the White House was conceding that the House was gone. The majority for the Republicans, the debate was just about how big it was going to be. They only need to flip 5 seats, so they're now talking between 8 and 40 spots there in the House. The Senate is a little bit tighter, but still they only need 1. That's why that seat of Pennsylvania, where our colleague Annalise Nielsen is so important. Let's look at some of the early results that we're seeing, what pundits are talking about here in the United States. Now, Florida, Georgia, Virginia all closed last hour. Pennsylvania has just closed. Interesting, I was talking to Mick Mulvaney about Nevada. Now, we haven't seen results there yet, anything meaningful at least, but the turnout is really low. Simple reason is the weather is really bad. There's rainstorms in Las Vegas and there's snowstorms elsewhere over Nevada. So in a non-compulsory voting system, things like the weather really matter, and that might hurt Democrats even further there in the state of Nevada. Let's quickly talk about the issues and what the exit poll was saying. No surprises there, Kieran. Voters are really interested in the economy, cost of living, inflation, and how it is hurting them and affecting their everyday lives. The Democrats have run very hard on abortion rights, and they've been doing that for a couple of months, and that shows, some of this early exit polling shows, yeah, it was high in the minds of voters, but not as high as the Democrats would have liked.